Kia ora koutou, Markie here. So this is a channel all about retroactive jealousy, but we do videos that aren't about retroactive jealousy as well, because that's kind of how YouTube works, and there's reasons for that we go into in other videos. But this is one of the videos that's not about retroactive jealousy, and I'm in my garden, as you could probably imagine. So I wouldn't really call myself a gardener, but I kind of dabble. I kind of do what I call chaos gardening, which is very much about you don't spend any money. You beg, borrow and steal, particularly like cuttings and planting potatoes and things like that, and even bits of potato peeling plant and they grow. So this is a combination of Gwendoline and my flower bed, if you like. And this star of the show is I would say eucalyptus, and it's not eucalyptus, it's avocado, that's the word. I struggle with the word avocado for some reason. Avocado tree. You can see it's got problems. Most of the garden has got problems, which come in two forms. One is something called brown spot, and the other is slugs and snails, and that's what this video is about, because at night time I sometimes come out here to put things in the compost and have realized that it's an absolute invasion of slugs and snails. So, and I don't like killing things or using pesticides. I kill things if I have to, but I like to keep that to a minimum, really. And I don't like using things like slug pellets, which poison other creatures up and down the food chain. So I decided I had to do something about these slugs, because they were just, it wasn't just one or two slugs and snails, it was like an army, really. And I think, the setup is good for them, really, because there's places for them to hide around the back and in these rocks and stuff like that, where you see I've now placed a ring of salt. So I wanted to share with you also what I've done, which is a non-lethal way of getting rid of the slugs. But first of all, I've not completely avoided the lethal option, and I've created various beer traps. If you can see there, so a little cup filled with beer. The slugs come out, they slide down there, they like drinking the beer, they get drunk, they fall in. So there's several in here. Now they're empty at the moment because it was a really dry day yesterday, and also I put sand everywhere because they don't like climbing across the sand. It doesn't get rid of them completely, but it just makes life a bit more difficult for them. Put salt, a ring of salt around the outside, around the back, in the gaps, and it's deterred them. But prior to that, I've been doing slug and snail hunts. Put the rubber gloves off because I'm a wuss and I don't like the slime, and I've been coming out every night and picking them all up, putting them in a bucket, and was the highest on one night I got was over 190. Now there's a beer can there, you might see. That's not me being a slob. That was just left over from the beer traps, and I thought maybe they'll go in the can and that'll be an easier way to remove them. But what I've done is, for the most part, rather than doing anything lethal or attempting anything lethal, I have decided to take them to what I like to call snail heaven, which basically is the compost heap. I put them in there. They like to escape, so I've had to put measures in to keep them in place. But this is my snail heaven. And I'm going to show you now. I don't know what the thing I've learned is you have to keep the moisture level just right, and then they're happy. So I'm coming out to give them a little bit of water, not for them to drink, but to just pour into the compost. And the levels of it have been going down rapidly, where they just munch and munch. Now I just need to readjust my phone here, because I'm going to be holding it in one hand. Now I'm going to open it. Now I don't know what kind of this is what I've been doing. I've just been pre-filling empty milk cartons, and that's about the amount that I usually put in. So this is mint, and they love that. They climb up on that right to the top, even quite big snails, right to the top leaves, and munch. And you saw the potatoes that were that were dying. So I put them all in this place, which is basically the compost heap. I'm going to open it up and show you. They may be kind of docile or they may be active. So they're more active at night because they're actually nocturnal. Mainly docile. So I'll put hundreds of snails in it. So that's the lid. Now, not very nice. Look at that poo that they do. That is how much they poo. They poo massively. And that's some more of the poo. And they're just turning my whatever I put in into compost massively quickly. So here we go. He's awake and busy, and there's some munching. So it's normal compost. I've also put cardboard. I had a lot of cardboard in here. And they are getting through it like crazy. So there's probably about between 300 and 500 snails in here. There are other little critters as well. I've joined the party. It's obviously created a nice atmosphere for them. And this is just going down so quickly. So try it. Now when it gets really hot in the summer, it's springtime here at the moment, I don't know whether they'll get too hot and whether they might not survive. So it's an ongoing experiment. So just pouring the water. So I'm not pouring the water in on the snails, although some of it's going on there. I'm just pouring it onto the compost. You can see the cardboard there, and that's the compost. Now, one of the dangers I've noticed is that when I remove and put back this lid, the snails that are on the edge sometimes get squished. So what I tend to do when I open the lid like this for any length of time is I'll push the snails that are on the edge down so they don't climb up, because they don't hang about. Funnily enough, the snails are supposed to be slow, but when I've been putting them in the bucket to bring them in overnight, they're always kind of climb, before you know it, you just turn your back and they've climbed right up. Come on, you. They've climbed right up out of the bucket if you don't watch them. They're not as slow as people make out. So this one's on the edge, so you're gonna have to, he's awake, you're gonna have to come out of the way, and then I move the ones from the edge, basically, because they're the ones that get squished. And the idea of this is to kill as few things as possible. So the ones from the edge I just move. I'm not overly gentle, I'm not overly rough. Yeah, so I've learned a bit about snails as well. I've researched that they're hermaphrodite. They're nocturnal, which I never realised, which I suppose is obvious, really. You will see them in the day, but they're actually bye-bye snails. So yeah, I managed to put the lid back, take the lid off, and put the lid back on without killing anybody. He's a casualty, or he or she, or they, whoever pronouns are appropriate. That's what I also do with some of the compost as well as pre-soak it, especially the cardboard. And then when it goes in, that also gives them some food. So I'll keep you posted. Do you have other techniques for dealing with garden pests? Minimum death wielding and non-toxic. Let me know if you do. I'll keep you posted. There's loads more snails in there than you can see. A lot of them have buried themselves quite deep down. There you go, a video on snails. You weren't expecting that, were you? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, because it's a serious channel, even though we do videos about snails with a serious mission. So if you can help our work in any way, we really appreciate it. Have a look in the description box, tells you all the ways you can help us, and I'll see you in the next one. Rangimarie.